it was such a big part of my life, and I feel like Auburn helped to shape me as a person, professionally and personally. And I love it. You know, it's the saying, I believe in Auburn and love it. I'm Dawn Davenport. I am a morning news anchor for WKRN Channel 2 here in Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm also a sideline reporter for ESPN. I graduated in December of '02 with a BA in Mass Communications. It's funny because Auburn was not on my radar at all during high school. I played volleyball, and I knew that I wanted to play at the collegiate level. It was something that was pretty important to me, and I had numerous offers from some smaller Division I schools, full scholarship offers. And then I went and visited Auburn. My best friend from high school, her sister went there. And the minute I stepped foot on that campus, I just knew that was home. That was where I needed to be. So luckily, I ran into the Auburn coach at that point, who was Chris Grunwald, at a Junior Olympic volleyball tournament, and ended up, I was able to walk on, able to earn a scholarship my sophomore year, and I feel like it was all meant to be. Like, I stepped foot on Auburn's campus, I knew it was home, I never wanted to leave, I fell in love with it, and it just all worked out to where I could play volleyball there too. In my program, it wasn't so much about the book work and the written test and things like that. It was more about the experiences and the preparation for what you're going to see when you get out into the real world. And that's something that really benefited me a lot. Rick Smith was one of my professors back in the day, and you know, he was adamant, you need to get experience, you need to do an internship, this is how this business works, and this is how you get a job in this business. If I wouldn't have learned that aspect of it, I never would be where I was now. So I think that was something that was really vital from a degree standpoint. Was I feel like I was ready for anything. I knew exactly what to expect when I got out. I have now lived in 3 different cities for usually 2 or 3 year span, because when you climb the ladder in the broadcast world, you have to move around a lot and jump and try and climb that ladder. So I started in Wilmington, North Carolina. That was my first job out of college. I was lucky enough to get it about a month or 2 after I graduated, which doesn't always happen in this business. So I was very fortunate there, and I was doing sports there, carrying my own camera, shooting my own interviews and stand-ups, writing my own stuff, putting together my own shows, editing. So I really did everything from top to bottom in that job. And if you're not prepared with your education, what you did in your undergrad and your internships, you will fail at that job. So luckily, you know, it was a learning experience, and I really learned a lot from that first job. So from there, I moved to Richmond, Virginia, worked there for 3 years, and then ended up here in Nashville, Tennessee. So I've kind of jumped around. My junior year, 6 girls all moved into a house on Gay Street, which was, you know, right in the middle of everything. And so we had 2 volleyball girls, a couple of sorority girls, and then a girl that we actually met during Camp War Eagle. And we would sit on the front porch during our spare time and sit in the front yard. And we actually put a swing up on one of the big, beautiful old oak trees, you know, in front of the house. We put a swing up with a wood bottom, just very plain, but we all initialed the bottom of the swing. So every time I go back to Auburn, I pass by that house, and that swing is still there 12 years later, and all of the Auburn women that have lived in that house have now initialed it. And so it's so neat, because it's like a school with so much tradition. I felt like we were able to add just a tiny, tiny little bit of tradition. And it's neat when you go back and you look and you think, wow, we had some really good times in the front yard on that swing, and it's still there. I would tell anybody that wants to get in this business to get used to hearing no and ignore it, and just keep going, full steam ahead, because you're going to hear no a lot if you want to be a journalist. but don't let it deter you. If it's something that you really want to do, it's worth it. I would also say find a good mentor. I've been lucky enough to have a couple of good mentors in my life, and actually some of them have helped me to get the next job later in life. And it's amazing what you can learn from somebody that's been in the business that you would have had to sit there and wait to learn on your own. So talk to people, make contacts, and make sure you keep in touch with those contacts, because you never know what you're going to learn from somebody else who has been there, done that. I'm Dawn Davenport, a morning anchor and sideline reporter, and this is my Auburn story. War Eagle.